folks, it's time, your frugal prepper. I'm out here, I'm trying to program some keyfobs on this Pontiac. So, back in like the 96s, you used to have two pins. I think it was pin 4 and 8. You can short in the OBD2 and get the remotes to program. And then later on, like 98 or so, they moved to where there is a little 4-pin connector back here, or 2-pin connector you short out in the trunk. This doesn't have one. If it's early data manufacture, it's supposed to have the 2-pin wire. And this one was manufactured in February of 99. I would think that's early, but maybe it's not early. So I went ahead and got the MDI-II out, hooked up the laptop, fired up Tech2Win. This is a Chinese clone MDI-II. It's not a real one. For about $200 and some change, you can buy this and a hard drive. And the hard drive has the software on it from China. And this GM is a sticker they put on. They tape them up so that customs won't see them. Even the serial plate is taped up that you stick on. So, but it's worked for everything I've used it for remarkably well. Come down here. I want to do diagnostics. I've got a 1999 and I've got a passenger car. I want body functions, right? And so I come down here. This is an N. That's your 4th digit on the VIN on this car. Like some of the trucks are different in a different place, but so we come down to N. It's a Pontiac. And we have the body function controller, instrument panel cluster, remote function actuation. And you would think like, oh, maybe that's it. But if you go here, key module information, you get nothing. Like, man, I got nothing. Key fob information, I get no communication. So I thought like, well, maybe it's just not communicating right. But if I go up here to the body function controller and let's just do like special functions, output control, headlamps. So you see the headlamps are on. So I'll come over here and click off. Headlamps are off. I'll go ahead and click on. Headlamps are on. Right? So I'm communicating. Right? And so one more. I'm like, okay, so it seems like it's communicating, but the remote part is not working. I can go to the instrument panel cluster, right? Special functions. I can do, say, a gauge test, and go ahead and do a tach gauge sweep test, and we're gonna put it up. And so we come in here and look at the tachometer. It should be pegged out. And you can see it is. Wham! Okay. So I'll say down, and now that'll be back down. But I get no communication with programming these remotes. And so what I'm wondering is, was this an option on this year? Does it just not have it? That's what it certainly seems like to me. No, I'm back. I'm still in instrument panel. Everything I try to do for the remote function is just no communication. Yeah, I just try to look. Let's just look at historic. No communication. It's like that module is missing. So I guess I gotta find out, is that module built into the body control module? Then I can get another body control module and replace it, or find that module, see if I can install it. But I'm guessing if this is an early one and it was supposed to have the 2-pin connector back there and it doesn't, then the wiring might be different somewhere along the line if this didn't have that option. So I'm just wondering, is anybody else out there that's good with the GM stuff? No. In 1999, were these optional? So my wife's mom was the original owner of this car. And my wife said she doesn't remember her ever having any of these, that they always used the key. I mean, I can go in here and see the status of the door locks. I can see door lock data, right? And so I can see like the door lock switch is idle. Let me move this over here, maybe you guys can see. So we see door lock switch idle. I'll hit lock position, unlock position. Door lock relay goes on. So, I mean, that's working. The voltage is good. And I can tell you that it works like other GMs of this vintage as far as, I have to turn the key on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Pushing it the wrong way. So if I just turn the key off here, I don't know if I should do, I'm just displaying data, so I'll be fine. So now I turn that key off, right, and the door's open. I hit the button, look at the ding, ding, ding. I close it, and wait a few minutes, and it'll honk. Or a few seconds, okay? And then I can come back here and unlock it. Now, if I unlock it this way, doesn't set off an alarm. It just unlocks, which is interesting. So I can also just go ding, ding, ding. Hit a second time, it locks all the doors. So I know, like a lot of GMs, if you have that set and then you reach in the window, manually flip the lever, pull open the door, right, this doesn't do that. Which makes me think there might be that Keyfobs security module that was optional on this. It's just interesting. Let's put the key back on here. See if we can get communication back. And I can get door lock data. I can see if the doors are locked or not. Right? I can lamp status. I don't even know what that. See, I can't get lamp status. And maybe that's part of that too. Security data. I can see the pass lock, right? So I can see that it's active. Pass lock data is valid. Pass lock 2. So pass lock 2 means that it's in the ignition cylinder. It's not. So that's why I got 2 new keys cut for this, but they're not module keys, so I didn't have to program them. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a new one on me. Could it be optional this year? I pulled up the VIN number with all the original options, and I didn't see anything about keyless entry. So I think I'm going to try to find one that does have keyless entry, same year at the junkyard. Put that VIN number in and see if it lists that under the options. It just might be an option. And if it is an option, can I change out the BCM and make it work? Or if there's a separate module. Something this old, I would think it might be built into the BCM. But, darn it, I want my keyless entry. I could go with an aftermarket setup and start hacking up some wiring. I mean, I'm not beyond that on this old of a car. But anyway, yeah, the engine, about 200 miles now. It's running great. It's on its second tank of gas. Well, I only had like a little under a half a tank to start with, and I just filled it up again. But I've been driving her all over. See, she's getting covered up with the salt. I gotta wash her again. But I'm getting ready I replaced the radio, and now the speakers are blown. So the old radio, the volume knob was bad, and sometimes you just try to turn it up one little click, and it would just like, bam, full volume, like full blast. And it wouldn't turn down. You have to turn it off. And then you can turn it back on with like some ear protection on and like turn it real slow, one notch at a time, and it eventually start to go down. I think that's blowing the speakers out. So I got me some new speakers. The door speakers on this are supposed to be 4.5 inches. And then I've got a couple of 6x9s. These are some crunch speakers off of eBay. $14 for the set. I don't know. I've got some 6x9s I got out of the junkyard a while back up there. that I'm going to put in the back, because they're all staticky, right? I think maybe it's mostly blown the tweeters out of them from the way it sounds, but I don't know. So this, you got to pull this back part up. Luckily, these seats flip down. It's pretty easy to do. But anyway, that's just kind of a quick look at the Tech2Win. It comes with the Chinese scan tool. I'm really thinking, because I've used this to program Keyfobs on a Buick of this vintage, where you had to have a locksmith or a scan tool to program them, and it worked fine. So I don't think it's a problem with the tool. Just interesting. But anyway, hopefully that gives you kind of an idea of the tool I got, and you can kind of see it in use. A lot of times when I use this tool, I'm using it at other shops. Like, they put a transmission in something that's a year out of date, and they have to update the transmission control module in order for it to work right. Or, you know, well, it's a PCM on a GM, but so when I'm doing that stuff, other shops don't necessarily want me filming, so can't film a lot of that stuff, and I just haven't had a lot of good diagnostic work to do at home lately. But as I come across things like this, I'll try to do videos. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.